What's up everybody, Coach Highway from GameLeap here, and in this video today I'm going to be showing you the easiest heroes by rank to climb with for each role in Overwatch 2. Some of these heroes may not necessarily be the best on paper heroes, but they have tricks that you can use to manipulate and abuse the faults of the rank you're playing in. I'll go more into detail about exactly what I mean by that with each hero. Before we get into it, I want to let you guys know that we are in fact launching our website this month so that you can get much more detailed and complex guides. We will be making videos on the site that far surpass any educational content you can simply find on YouTube and have some of the most knowledgeable people in the game there to help you climb and improve greatly as a player. If you go to this link here, you can pre-order your membership for half off right away. Okay, back to the video. So our first rank to kick this video list off with will of course be Bronze. Bronze is a pretty strange place at times. There's very little team coordination, people going AFK in the middle of games, people who are playing on a Mario Kart steering wheel, I've unironically seen that before, and in general just a lack of core game fundamentals. Because of this lack of core game fundamentals, you can more or less assume just about everyone is going to be bad at dealing with characters that are consistently valuable. For our first role, DPS, I have chosen the character Reaper. Reaper is extremely impactful in lower ranks that don't have good focus fire or flank awareness. His TP gives him a ton of mobility and lets him get behind enemies who are pushing often without being noticed, especially now that his sounds are fairly quiet in Overwatch 2. His close range damage is huge and doesn't require super precise aim due to the spread of his shotguns giving you more room for error, so even if you mechanically aren't the best, you can still land a fair amount of damage on your enemy. Furthermore, his ultimate requires a lot of team focus to deal with, and it's unlikely for you to go against many teams that are super aware of ults at these low ranks. In Overwatch 2, his ultimate has become really powerful since the majority of the enemy team is going to be squishy targets. All in all, Reaper can be an absolute menace at the lower ranks and is easy to win games with. In fact, he will be our mainstay DPS pick for the first few ranks of the game for these exact reasons. Pick up the Reaper guy, he's really fun and easy and stays a decent pocket pick well beyond the early ranks. Next role to climb with, of course, is going to be Tank. Tank is a pretty intensive role, so it can be difficult to find steady value at lower ranks. However, one tank that doesn't require a ton of aim but can still get really steady value at these lower ranks is Monkey. Monkey benefits directly from understanding when the best times to jump are and not feeding into the enemy team. Odds are, if you spend a little bit of time watching Monkey content, you'll actually understand a little bit about how to dive without being blown up, and you'll manage to get pretty consistent value due to his weapon not being super aim based. It's especially powerful in Bronze due to the usual need to focus fire tanks to kill them in Overwatch 2, and the aforementioned lack of focus fire is ever present in this rank. Monkey is also a GM favorite at times and has been part of many historic metas in OW, plus learning him will make you a better rounded player in terms of the game's fundamentals. Our final role is of course going to be support. The support role can be intimidating to get into. With a harsh need for mechanics and generally being the juiciest target at lower ranks for people to chase after, you will quite often have enemies breathing down your neck trying to get a kill on you. You know who doesn't mind that sort of pressure and doesn't require a ton of aim but can still get a ton of value? The ever hated but all powerful Brigitta. Brigitta is a monster support, sometimes able to feel more like a tank when you are struggling to hit her, and she is getting healed, plus she has a noticeable personal shield. Her repair packs are fairly straightforward and nothing in her kit is too difficult to understand. Her shift is a great displacement tool for pushing enemies off of your teammates, and her ultimate is a fantastic push starter, giving overheal on top of your regular AoE heals and potentially even your repair pack. For these reasons, as you continue to play those heroes, you'll actually find that they work in Bronze, Silver, and Gold, since the primary difference between those ranks are actually just mechanics and not game sense. It isn't until near Plat that you get people actively trying to counterpick and knowing exactly what they are doing and how to target specific heroes. So your approach may have to vary a little bit to really break into these ranks and be able to have a continued upward climb. But before we start breaking into Plat, are you enjoying the video? If you are, please make sure you like and subscribe to stay up to date with more guides and educational content to help you soar up the ranks in Overwatch 2. Alright, back to it. Okay, so we're moving into Plat. What's our new approach? The new approach to take would be going for heroes that have steady, high value win conditions attached to them that require as little effort as possible to achieve. Stuff like Brig Rally, which we mentioned before, still works, so if you wanted to continue playing her, you can. Especially because her value can actually go all the way up to GM, but that would just be too easy of an answer for support, and it's always nice to have multiple different approaches just in case one isn't working out. We'll come back to that though. For now, let's talk about the new DPS approach. By this point, your mechanics should be starting to improve as you become less of a potato each passing day. If this isn't the case, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for the aim guide that will be posted to this channel soon enough. With your hopefully improving aim, you have access to get value out of more of the cast. A good blend of mechanics mixed with the ease of use would be Soldier 76. Soldier can get away with bad positioning at times due to his mobility and his self-heal. He also provides quite a bit of steady damage, making him a nuisance for squishy and tanky heroes alike. Even if you have issues securing picks on him, you can simply spam tanks and large enemies for easy ult charge, and then use the significantly improved tac visor to win team fights without needing to aim at all. This is going to be the character that I recommend for climbing both out of plat and for climbing through diamond. Well, the tank role, we're starting to get to the point where people will often just counterpick a monkey and make it harder to find value on him if he was previously carrying. So we need to have a backup plan. There is a tank that is wildly oppressive right now and actually works all the way up to GM if you're good at her. That tank would be Zarya. Zarya is a raid boss in this game with her increased bubble health, coupled with her ability to now use 2 bubbles however she pleases, and with her insane damage output. There are often times where you can literally walk past the enemy tank and into their backline and just start killing people. Her right click makes her gun a little more forgiving if you don't have the best aim, but it's still recommended for you to practice it. Her ultimate, Graviton Surge, is a steady way to win team fights. Simply look for at least 1 or 2 squishies and throw it out on them to secure easy kills for your team to push off of. This would be my recommendation for tank as far as both plat and diamond go. As for support, at this point I'd actually recommend playing Ana. Ana is a more mechanically intensive hero that does require aim, and lots of people seem to think you need to have hard studied nade lineups with her. But right here I'm going to show you an amazing trick to land every nade at middle to long range with insane consistency, and it doesn't require any real practice time. All you need to do is simply scope in and use the ult circle at the bottom of your screen to line up your grenades. At mid-range, you can get away with literally just putting your target in the middle of the circle. If they're at longer range, just move up a tiny bit and you'll be good. This is way easier to gauge and has less room for error than trying to line up while unscoped. Remember to use your nades aggressively to win team fights off of big antis and to give your team huge advantages to carry your matches, especially now with the new support passive that lets you heal over time. The last thing to say about Ana is that Nano Boost is a fantastic ultimate for things like Dragon Blade, but it's also simply good on its own. Throw your Nano at your tank and watch them devastate the enemy team. And once again, this is my recommendation for both plat and diamond, but all of these suggestions are very easily scalable beyond plat or diamond. Okay, so just to recap, we've covered different characters for getting an easy climb out of the early ranks of bronze, silver, and gold. We've covered some higher skill floor characters that have a lot of versatility for plat and for diamond, even in the face of counter picks. We're left now with 2 of the most coveted ranks in Overwatch 2, Masters and GM. So, the final characters to choose to get through these ranks are, of course, the ones that you're best at. Overwatch throughout time has had many meta shifts and character changes that make it impossible to always and forever have 1 or 2 characters that easily win games at these high levels. But have you ever noticed that you can find a one-trick streamer or creator or pro for every single hero in the game that gets GM season after season? It's because no matter what happens to a character, if you love it and enjoy it, you'll get so good at it that you begin to learn past the flaws of the hero. So picking what's meta is important in these really high ranked games, but if you're terrible at the character, you'll just simply do less than if you had played that junk or that Reaper pick. Stick to what you love and get so good that nobody can complain when you pick them anymore. And if they do, you can just simply avoid them and farm them next game. That's what I do usually. But anyway, that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed and walk away from all of this with a new perspective on how to get out of your ranks. Be sure to like and subscribe for more top level Overwatch content, and if you enjoyed, leave a comment down below. Hope you all have a lovely day, take care, and peace.